Could you see me?
Hey, now.
What's up?
Just inspired, but we were just looking through your story. I was like, this is who I'm going to chat with. And then I want a free sample. I saw the boxes. I'm motivated. Yeah. Like, looking good.
I'm trying.
Doing.
I know.
Doing. So I've seen you do all these different vlogs and everything. And I know we always talked about
can maybe put up a shelf for you. Like as a woman, me being a woman, a single woman, I have to do those things myself. And I find that now today, men don't do the masculine things anymore.
Yeah.
You know? So we're taking on that role. And it's like, I would just want to see him build a shelf and I'll make you a sandwich while you're doing it.
Right.
You know? So those things are kind of lost, I think, in the world today. Like, you know, like in relationships. So I think even what you're saying, being the, you know, like getting the girl, but you also have to keep the girl, keep her interested, keep her, you know, like, oh, okay, I really like him. He's just saying,
show us
just
what's
me
up.
in. He actually
show us what's up.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I said this to someone recently. I won't mention names, but I always said that never send a woman to do a man's job. Let a man be a man. And I respect a woman. I can respect any type of alpha female. I've dated the best kinds of alpha females. However, she has to be submissive to an alpha, a masculine alpha. You know, the role, God made Adam and Eve, you know, not Adam and Steve, or, you know. You know what I mean? You got to ask yourself, like, what happened? Like, because of the way, I think, you know what, I don't think it's a lot of people's fault. I think it's just the conditioning of society and the shows and the, you know, the influencers out there, the message that they're putting out there. I mean, granted, I'm still a work in progress myself. I was like last year, so a lot of me has changed. But you know, you got to embrace all of your shadow self, because that creates, you know, the uplifting parts of you. So, because you'll never know what they are until you hit rock bottom, you know. But there's a certain time frame within that time frame where you got to say, okay, I'm tired of feeling like this. I'm tired of hurting. I'm tired of making excuses. Because then you got to realize, I don't think it's anyone to blame. I think it's myself, because I'm aware now of up and down, good and bad, left and right. So where direction do I want to go? So that's going back to the question you asked me, how do you become like that, exude that confidence? I think for anyone, guy or girl, you have to know who you are, and you have to be okay with your boundaries that you set upon yourself, that you would never turn back and say, well, maybe just this one time, and make an excuse for them. Because you make excuses for them, then you'll have resentment towards them, because you are no longer being you. You know what I'm saying? And when you're not becoming you, subconsciously in a female's mind, when you are not being you, she will lose respect for you as a leader, because you guys are hardwired to be testing all the time. You want to make sure that you're secure. You want to make sure this person is consistent. I want to make, like, I'm at this point, I haven't had sex in 9 months. Okay, I'm going to broadcast. I don't care, because I can't just give myself away. It's a very sacred thing. You want to exchange energy with someone that you connect with. I mean, back in the day, in my 20s, I was like, hey, you know, hey, I'll think with the wrong man this time. But after a while, it just becomes numb, and you want a life partner. You want someone you can build with. That's not necessarily, you know, but you want to build with somebody. And those people that you see, very few of them on Instagram, they're successful, or they're building an empire together. They have a family, but they look like they have so much fun doing it. That's what I want.
That's what I want. Yes.
Right. I knew I had, because I was just telling her that when I reconnected with you at a pool party, like in the midst of, was it last year, right? Yeah. And I like, you know, I told you about my whole celibacy thing and how I'm protecting my energy and everything. And then how we were talking about that. And I was like, did he say he was doing the same thing? All I remember is he related to me. But I remember that we were going in depth on that. And like this newfound you, and I said, whoa, like it really stood out to me, because, you know, it's a very specific transition. Yeah. And absolutely. So now you've confirmed like, I said, maybe I just, you know, when you're like really vibing, and in your mind, you're like, wait, did I assume that, or did he say that?
Right. Or maybe we're on the same wavelength. That's why you are who you hang out with. You attract that same energy from each other. And that's why, like, it's so weird, because I start talking and just vibing with people I don't normally would come up to or talk to. And it's not even about the Hollywood look, or, you know, what part of life are you in, or where you're from, or whatever. It's just like this natural, authentic connection, you know, guy or girl.
In a spiritual way too. Like,
yes, absolutely.
It's just like, it's like, it's like, it's just like a really great, because even us, we connect that way.
Right. It's an energy.
Yeah.
But do you think it's like ironic now though that it's like your brand, you still have the Alpha Q brand, right? But ironically, like you're celibate, right? Like, so like, it's kind of like, it's almost like it's sending the message that sexy comes in different, like sexy makes sex sexy. It's not that sex makes sexy sexy.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Absolutely. And mind you, I mean, granted, I love sex. I'm excellent at it, but I'm just saying, I want to make sure the person I'm giving, like, that deserves all this, she's on that same wavelength. She has now mastered herself into mastery, knowing who her identity is. There is no, like, obviously I got a lot of girlfriends, right? Like, honey, you don't have to worry. Like, you know what I mean? I don't gotta hide we should be a oneness. You know what I mean? You still have your separate life, like I do, but it's not one of those things I ever have to worry. I just know, because I don't compare myself to any other guy. That's why I never worry. If you know you're unique and you're different, then why compare yourself to other people? You know? And if they choose to go a certain way, you know, I've also accepted that they just weren't on my same vibe at that time, because everyone's going to play a role in your life. They come in, they come out. And I just don't want to drag people through the mud. You know what I mean? Like, damn, let's just drag this out for another year. It's really rocky right now, but maybe we could fix it. Sometimes I just say, well, maybe we're just not meant to be together.
Wow.
Trust me, dude. Like, I've stayed single for like, what, a year and a half now, since my last ex-girlfriend. We had a long distance relationship. I made that work for about a year. She lived all in, like, out of the country. So that was crazy. But then you realize how much energy it really takes from you. And then you ask yourself, is it really worth it? Because you try to convince yourself, oh, we'll beat the odds, we'll show them. But in reality, Val, is like, you still need to physically be there. You know, you have to feel it, you know?
Well, I've been single for 10 years, so.
Really?
10 years. I just did a vlog on that. I did a vlog on that as well.
You know, I have to say, Ava, you're amazing. I think you in your own right. You're definitely alpha leader female. Like, your value is up there where this is what I was going to get to. Most females who are strong and are leaders and like super alpha like that, they struggle because they have a hard time finding men on their level because of what's happening with a lot of the guys.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
The roles of the female is becoming higher, and the roles of the male are diminishing. What's happening are just a disconnect. And so sometimes all of these beta dudes are looking for a free meal ticket, and that's usually a lot of the times that happens. And it's like, I'll be like, wait a minute. And then sometimes you get that one girlfriend, she'll be like, I don't know what she's doing with that dude. He doesn't pay for anything. I think he's just using her. He lives with her or whatever, you know? Hey, like I said, I can't judge based upon people's relationship, but he must be leading her in some way and protecting her in some way, because if she's providing the finances, you know, like, let me give you an example.
Yeah.
Let's just say I'm a starving actor and you are a doctor and you are my girlfriend, right? In other ways, I know that my girlfriend she's the breadwinner, but a woman will join a man in his journey if she can feel he's focused on his passion. She sees the grind. She knows he's going to make it.
I see that.
Very much.
Yeah.
She knows, like, I know where this dude's going to end up. I'm going to claim him before another girl's, because, you know, I'm his ride or die. Like, we can feel that. So if I said to myself, I know, yeah, my girl makes more money than me. Like, I'll have fun with it. I'm like, that's my sugar mama. That's my baby. But I love her. But in a sense, like, you know, I lead you in a way, honey, I got this red carpet tomorrow. My movie's coming out. I'm super excited. Thank you so much for being present. I love you. Come with me. Da, da, da. Off we go. You know what I mean? So,
right.
And then in respect, it's like, you see the status that's built around your man. It's just like, look at my dude. Look at him shine. That's
right.
My beautiful future wife right here. This is so and so. So now I am sharing my credibility with you because I want everyone to see. So I'm still making you feel special. You know.
Yeah. Right.
And then I'll just say, these other girls, these are just icing on the cake. That's my girlfriend's girlfriends.
Yeah, that's funny.
So, okay. So so I feel like this is a very special time now. I think people are finally being able to debut their post-pandemic selves, right? People went through reflection, they went through the ringer, they're seeing their new selves, and now they're getting it kind of like debuting to this world again slowly, and with their whatever 2.0s, 3.0s, whatever their model they're at. And I feel like, you know, both of us have personally been through a few transitions, and maybe what we could share with the world is like, okay, I feel everyone needs to hear that they're not the only ones that's a work in progress, that we're all feeling that way. Even the people like, you know, people look at you through your whole, like, I've known you for like 10 years, whatever. Yeah. And like, even though you're so sure of yourself, you're so confident and everything, like I could still see that you went through full construction through these times and still always ever improving. Like, I feel like if you ever decide you're already where you're at, like that's just boring. Like that's when unsexiness starts. But it's almost like, okay, like I watch you, you're doing these things, you motivate me with your story, like you're always growing. And it's like, I feel like your products, which I'm curious to hear where they're at, because, you know, I was telling Shamir, I was like, because we were at Runyon, we're doing like our Runyon, and we're actually starting a community with Runyon, and we're going on all these different platforms and Facebook groups and empowering each other through this. I think everyone needs touch now. That's what we're doing. Yeah. And when we were on our Runyon hike this morning, like I was saying, like I was telling her that I have to go on this Zoom call with you, and I was saying like how you've you're always creating something. Yeah. Like the jewelry, and I was like, yeah, like I see it on your story, like you'd be doing the jewelry now. It's the scents, and I know you've coached, you're doing the coaching, and through all this, like I've seen you consistently vlog, and you're consistently out there, and you're consistently networking. And I didn't know, like I saw you doing the OG clips dancing, and I said, oh, whoa, professional, very professional dancer in demand. He's like, yeah. I said, man, and then you were doing like, I don't know if it's technician, nursing, like you held it down. And like I remember at the pool party, but not for sure, like are you completely focusing on now all your creations, or you still you know, do like your like the nursing or technician job, or is that like completely shifted?
So I was a respiratory therapist for 10 years, and then up until 2019 2020 is when, last year, exactly a year ago, is when I left. I had to take a leap of faith. Yeah, I took a leap of faith, and I knew that COVID was happening. I was still, you know, working as respiratory and ER and ICU for a while. And then I said to myself, you know, well, if I don't, and, you know, I'm thinking to myself, well, if I don't make moves now, because I was 37, right? So I was 37. If I don't start making the moves now, I don't think I know I'll never have the life that I want, which means, because I started finding myself like my passion started changing. Like when I'm there, I feel like I'm thinking about other things, working on other things while I'm at work. And my heart, I mean, I'm there giving patient care, but my heart wasn't in it anymore. And I wanted to help people, but I wanted to help people another way. But just ironically, it's weird is because then like a whole spiritual awakening happened when I was going through my breakup. And I really feel like, you know, and I'm telling you, like without going all like religious and stuff, let's just say God saved me. And that's what really, really pushed me over the edge in the internals, because like his promise, he came to me in a dream and he showed me my life if I choose to serve him. So then I said to myself, like, wow. That's true love.
You know, wow, that's a new one, right? I saw that.
What did you say? True love. True love.
I asked my mom what it said. She goes, what's on your neck? How come it says timeline? What's that timeline? I'm like, I'm gonna fix this, man. It says true love, mom. Go, true love. You don't even have a girlfriend. Also, my mom. But in essence, like, I'm gonna tell you, like, yeah, I quit and I focused full on my brand. And I started networking with the right people, and I got rid of a lot of the people I'm not supposed to be around. Yeah. And I stopped going to after hours, stopped doing drugs. I stopped doing a lot of stuff, you know, and that's one of those things that the reason why I don't delete anything on my Instagram, because I want people to see the transition. And
yes.
Look at this. I wasn't perfect. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but what I am saying, if I can change and this can be a story for somebody and I can help even just one person, then I'm doing something right, because You can give me any soppy, traumatic story you've had in the past, or daddy issues, or this and that. We've all been there. We all have a story that we're not proud of, or something we came from that was broken. But it's what you do. What are we going to do with this? Because, you know, no one cares about what happened in the past. It's just, what are you wanting to be now and later? You know. So I guess you get to a certain age. I guess you could say I'm maturing. You know, I think
he's ripe now. He's ripe and ready.
Yeah. I really feel like I'm really becoming a man now. That's as strange as that sounds. At 38 years old, young, you obtain a lot of knowledge. I think that's the most important thing. And you know what? I wanted to add to that confidence thing. I feel like feeling confident only really means you are competent. You know yourself. Let me give you an example, because I don't have to act confident. When you're competent, you already know. So you don't have to try. And when you don't have to try, then people can feel that from you. That relaxed vibe, that very calm. Like if I look at someone and I give them eye contact, I'll smile. I always smile, but it's always a nod. Hey, what's up? They know. It's almost, you can feel energy from people. People who are very powerful, you can feel them, a mile away. It's so weird. And it's just like, without overcompensating. Look, I'm 5'6", right? But I will always walk around like I'm 7 feet tall, and I'm bald. But you gotta have fun with it. You just gotta have fun with it. You attract what you are. But you guys, look, and I'm happy that you girls are. Look what you guys are doing. I gotta give credit where credit's due. You guys are talking about topics that people don't want to talk about. And people don't want to open up about it because, they're shy about it, or they feel like they're not good enough, or, you're starting that movement in a positive direction. Because for a lot of the times, I just think all these movements with all these separate communities, it just creates more division,
Yes.
So I'm like, why? Exactly. We gotta start coming together. And to me, that's the most important part. That's why I love talking to you, Ava. Like, you're fired up, you're ready to rock and roll. You're killing it, girl. I see you, girl. I see you. Woo, woo. And a lot of Filipinos aren't doing it these days. They're just like, only Filipino I hear about is like Pacquiao.
Dude, I just found out. Okay, so hers half Filipino. I just found out Sweetie's half Filipino.
Who?
Sweetie.
The singer, she's like a rapper.
Sweetie. She goes, from that street. So what's that? She goes, from the street. I can't sing. Anyway. Sweetie though.
She's like a rapper, or one of the latest.
Look it up. SAWEETY.
She's a singer.
And then her. They're both half Filipino. The Billboard Awards just came out. They're all repping their being half Filipino. I always feel like there's certain years that we have on the map. One was 2013 when everyone was Filipino. I felt like, and this is another one of them. Yeah.
And I think it's really cool when people can embrace their culture and Americanize it. Show them we don't have to come from old beliefs. We can come to a modernized culture belief where even my parents are adapting. They're starting to remember their Facebook passwords.
I love it. That's true.
How are you going to ask me 10 times when you're the one putting it in? I'm like, what? Okay, check your email. What's your password to email? I don't know. That's your email.
That is my mom. That is my mom.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my God. So true. Okay. So after all of this, I almost feel like, okay, so give me suggestion. What the topic that people would benefit in is, okay, some people are coming out of this more delicate. Some people are coming out of this fresh, they're a new version of themselves. They're starting to slowly and carefully come back out. People are sensitive through loss, maybe breakup, maybe a lot of things have happened to a lot of people, including myself. Oh, a lot happened to me since I've seen you. So that December, I didn't know I had COVID, went home for the holidays.
Oh.
My 5 people, if you want to include myself, 6 people had it. We had a quarantine, Christmas, birthday, parents' anniversary. We have 5 things we celebrate every Christmas because my mom's birthday's in December, dad's birthday's December, their anniversaries in December. And then we have the Christmas Eve, Christmas, and then New Year's. So I've not missed one holiday. So there's all those restrictions. I'm like, how are they going to stop me in the freeway? How would they know? joking around about it via family text. Get there, I had a headache when I got, nothing crazy, just a headache. And because I'm paranoid, because my mom just had heart surgery the last year, went to the hospital. Well, I went to get the COVID test. I was positive. 2 weeks later, everyone had all their different symptoms. Anyway, happy ending. You know, long story short, we recently celebrated life in Hawaii. Even my 87-year-old grandma is walking around in the beach.
Beautiful.
You know, and it gave me, let's just say, I thought I was life changed when I talked to you. No, not everything is a small fish compared to what. So anything that maybe would have irritated me, affected me, like given me bad energy, no. When you have that perception, nothing can be worse than that.
Yes,
in
exactly.
my perception, and that's all that matters in my world. Like maybe there are things worse than that, but for me, that gave me crazy perception, and it's made me like that fire that you're saying. You know, I'm 38. You know, if I don't do it now, this is not where my heart is. Okay, when you see lives flashing before you, greater than your own. Like if I was in a life or death situation, honestly, I think having 6 people, including myself, be in that situation simultaneously during the holidays, during family time, for me, there's nothing more intense than that, and it brought a fire like this. My second life. This is our 6th life. This is like, I am doing everything I want and more, and 1,000% and a cherry on top and 20 bags of chips. Like, I want to be, and I'm so blessed because I have amazing people around me. Like, oh my God, like, you know, like we all get to be together. And I feel like when you have universal energy, like I call it universal energy. And what I mean by that is like, I have a Zoom call with you, Shamir could be a part of it. Like when you're a certain energy, like I could feel I could bring you anywhere. And I feel like I find that commonality amongst my friends. Yeah. Because they all possess that universal, authentic energy where, you know, there's some friends you got to separate and like, oh, I got to, like,
I can't bring her
right. Yeah.
And there's that universal energy, and even going to like, you know, what some people would just think of as a day party yesterday. It's really amazing. I don't know if you know, like, so me and Paul and all that. I saw people I haven't seen for 10 years.
Yeah,
and now to see right. He was celebrating. He's opening his new restaurant location.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Wow, I didn't even know either. I said, why is everyone congratulating you? He said, I opened a new location in Southgate. It's doing great. And he's driving around in his Ferrari. I'm like, I said, Paul, you're the only one with teeth like mine. I said, oh, I'm once. He said, haha, shade less. Because I got the brightest of the bright. He said, oh, one shade down. I was like, oh, you're looking good. All right, I see you. And it's so awesome that all these people that we used to party with have all manifested their thing. But I think it's not a surprise because, you know, Max, Max is doing great things too. I think we all attracted that energy. The energy has not changed. Yeah. It's what we choose to do with it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Right? And
absolutely.
Powerful.
And that's what I'm saying, because I can like see people from 10 years ago and I see them now and they're doing well for themselves. And it makes you feel good that you're not alone, because there's a lot of times where you're going to have a lot of alone time. And I think I'm starting to appreciate those times when you're alone and you get a chance to just feel what you need to feel. So you're now aware of where you're at right now and how do I get from point A to point B? What things do I have to adapt to? You know what I mean? Or what things do I have to get skilled at to adapt to? You know what I mean? So I always just feel like that level of competence when you know what's happening to you and the things and direction you're going, this is the right way. This is the right movement. And this is the togetherness that I feel like a lot of the world is missing out on. And it's just like, it's, you know, because LA is how LA is very imagery and just, you know, you can't bring your fat friend in here. Sorry. Like, you know, that's just how some of them portray LA and Hollywood to be. So they live under this pressure. But that's why lately I've just been taking myself outside that box and then just finding the love outside where people are like me, like what you're talking about, that universal adaptive energy where they can calibrate to anyone's personality. Like, really? Me too. And it's just how we build off of that.
Yeah. You know? Yes. Calibrate to anyone's energy. Well said.
Yeah. And it's a beautiful thing. And like, I don't know. And sometimes if you don't know what to, I just tell people, like, if you don't know what to be thankful for, be thankful for the basic stuff. Like, You have a bed to sleep on. You have food on your table. You have a toothbrush. Like, start there. Build your momentum, and then as you continue to build there, like, find out, what people are around you that you want to be like, and start hanging around them more. Pick their brain, like, ask questions, take notes, see what works for you, see what doesn't. It's about your life experiences with everyone, because everyone's playing that role to help develop you,
Right. And I feel like you've really kind of executed people's dream, like, throughout quarantine. You decided to follow your passion, quit your job that didn't fulfill you, and now you're doing the whole, creating what you want to create. Now you have an Amazon store. I was just showing her, I'm like, he sold 15. Oh my God, it doubled, it's 25 now.
Yeah.
Like, that's so awesome. And you're getting these boxes with your packaging, and it embodies everything you're about. And you're redefining sexy in this whole journey. And then now I feel like people could really use your products and your energy and your coaching. And I now I'm more excited for our official blog, because I, like, as we're talking, like, people need to hear this. It's not about, like, being sexy in the exterior. It's really about being authentic and being proud. Like, it's so freeing. This is what I learned through COVID. It is so freeing to be authentic, because if people hated me for something I was pretending to be, that is a horrible feeling. Like, that's not even me. I was trying to be cool and you hated me for that. But if you hate me for being me, it's so freeing, because who cares? That's me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
At least it's me.
Yeah. Take me as I am. That's what I always say.
Exactly. And I always feel like that whole thing with, if one person doesn't like you, you have 1,000 other people that will. So my mentality of that abundant mindset, like, that's cool. I don't react to certain people, because, again, that goes back to your knowingness about you. The more you know about you, no one can ever implant a seed of insecurity into your head, because you already know what your insecurities are. Like, I don't need you to tell me that. I know that. I'm over it, and I'm better now. Anything else? It's kind of like, because I think when people always have to pull, yeah, totally, right. And I really feel like when people have to call you out on things or judge you a certain way, and sometimes could be people that are close to you, it's really just a reflection of themselves, the insecurity that they have themselves, and they don't want to see you.
Projection.
He literally said this.
It's a reflection of their past experiences and what's going on in their mind.
Yeah.
And when you understand that, though, you can kind of have compassion and not let them irritate you, but be like, oh, I get you. Yeah. Like, I remember when I was, I could relate to that. Yeah. But, I was just saying, one of my, my tests of, if, like, let's say someone says something and I get irritated, if it affects me, that I need to kind of recalibrate, because it's a sign that I've not yet stepped up from that. Yeah. Because if someone does something and I'm like, oh yeah, and I have compassion there, I know that I kind of elevated from that. And it's fine if I'm still irritated, but if I could identify it, like, oh man, I'm still, like, feeling at the same, that means I'm still engaging at their level. And then I could, like, then kind of build myself and develop.
But you got to realize too, when you continue to get, you continue to go up your ranks of becoming you, you're gonna find out a lot of people will start to hate on you, even people that you know. And it's just when they have to say something, and when it doesn't trigger you, and you're just using things to nitpick at you, just know that it's not you, it's them. That's the reflection of themselves. Because the reason why they identify it is because they're in their own mind, and see that they're displaying their own insecurity to you. So they'll never really support you fully. They're always 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and then they'll make comments. Sometimes I was like, okay, I'm just pretend I never heard that, And then, but you can choose. Look, I love people, right? So I love you, but I can love you from afar, because I choose not to be around that energy.
You were verbalizing my brain.
Yes.
Such on the same page.
Yeah, and it's nothing wrong. We're just we're in two different parts of our lives. You are where you are. God bless you. I'm gonna do about my thing. You know what I mean? That's it. No hard feelings.
Our path has changed. We were together. We were walking the same, and then unfortunately, I had to go this route.
Sometimes you're not aligned, and it doesn't mean anyone's right or wrong. You're just not aligned. And I'd rather walk with people that are aligned with me. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
And I feel like we realize that when they are aligned, it's natural. You know, you're not like forcing them.
It's effortless.
You know, even like how you saying like the people that you're meeting are changing because you're changing. So that energy is coming to you where you're like, oh wow, I just met this amazing person. Like, you know, she kind of thinks the same way as me, or he thinks the same way as me. He's a go-getter like me. And it's like, that is happening. When you were out in the clubs, yes, those club people was with you. They were like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do drugs. Let's get drunk all day. But now that, you know, your eyes are open, basically, these things that people are seeing you and like, oh, I see him. What are you up to? How are you? What are you doing? Oh, you know, they're seeing this glow about you, and you're just like, I'm not even doing anything, and they're seeing this. Like, how do you see this in me? So it's always like, I even say, like, even when we're out running and we're walking, and people just gravitate to me and Ava. And it's like, we're not telling them to say hi. They will just look at us and see us and we just smile, and they're like, hi, how are you ladies? And they want to talk to us. So it's like, it's just a natural, you know, confidence, like you're saying, that we have, that we're not even trying to get people to like us. It's just, they're just coming.
And you know what it is though too? I'm gonna say, like, people like you guys, your vibe and your consciousness level where you're at and what you're exuding, the reason why I could feel that, because whatever you're feeling in that inside always comes out on the outside. So people naturally are attracted to people who are smiling, who are having a good time, who are like, and they're just like killing it. They're crushing it in life. It's like, I want to be a part of that group. You have those groups that are always gossiping, talking shit about people. It's just like, ooh, and they get sucked into it because that person always tries to call you and vent and talk shit about people. Like, I just don't want to hear it, because I feel like I'm going to play now in your consciousness level. You see what I'm saying? Like, your bitterness, your angerness, you're depressed. And it's like, that you always get those people. You become like an emotional tampon for them. It's like,
wow. See, you really hit the nail on the head. Why is it draining? Because you have to match their consciousness level when you communicate. Because you're above it.
And now you're bringing yourself back down to something that you are not.
Right, but because your IQ level is high, you know that emotionally intelligent wise, in order to communicate with them, you have to match their level.
Yeah.
And then by default, you're drained.
Yeah.
But I feel like one reason why we're all connected here today.
For sure.
I feel like we all have the same mission. I think we want to make people feel their best. Like the show, the video podcast I'm doing is Elevate with Ava. Like, I want everyone to be uplifted. Like, that's my thing. You want to make people, like, you bring all these products to elevate everyone's daily life. She makes her own textiles, like even to the textile from scratch. And then she's doing workout clothes, which is very, and workout clothes among other things.
Yeah,
but I think now she's a lot of
focus, So
I wanted to ask you guys, so do you guys have a place where you guys do like a podcast type style and you guys just talk?
When I say raw, I just I have where I'm here now, I will rearrange it. I have my little balloon, I have 2 balloon lights and a ring light, and I have an iPhone Pro Max. Yeah. And literally it's just, you gotta start. This is what I told myself I'm doing. A part of this whole movement of just doing is I'm not waiting till I get my perfect microphones. I get the perfect camera. I look at the people, like I was just showing her a link to this girl that now has 3.5 million followers. Yeah. She uses iMovie to this day. She uses like the Sony, like whatever, like vlog thing. Yeah. But nothing special. Wherever she is, she busts it out. The one thing she does have is energy and consistency and value. When you watch her shit, you're like, I can do that. She goes, look like Kim. Like one of her things was look like Kim Kardashian with $30, and she recreated an outfit. That's so it's cool. Like, that's what one straightforward example. Like you could do it too, but she does it in many ways that are subliminal. And you know what? I don't think, like, for me, like one of my things is the Ava method. I've coached a lot of people, like it's supplementation, And so for me and everything I bring about, it's like, for me, it's like, it starts within. If you're healthy, your health, like you can have a ton of money, but if you have a headache, a migraine, and your well-being is not good, you can enjoy it. Your body and your health is the vehicle in which you experience life. So like that's kind of my thing. But I realize if you don't have the balance, nothing is anything if you don't have the inside out, mind, body, soul, right? And then so, and I know, you know, with life coaching, internal, mental, everything, the essence, the smell, all the sights, sense, sounds, the jewelry, visual, like you need all the senses of sexiness and well-being. And then as long as I've known Shamir, like she's the aesthetics, the design, the harmony, the sound, the energy, like that, you know, when you want to elevate, you need to engage all those things.
Absolutely.
So it's like, okay, so through these, if you look through all the vlogs, I just happen to have friends that have great energy, and they all have their own businesses that all have, like, it's all related to, like, my friend Kim, she does the pro body sculpting. Pro body sculpting is her company. So we did a pack together, and then my other friend, she's you met her, Kylie, like
Kylie,
the wild one that was with
me.
She's a nurse who started a on-site COVID testing.
Oh wow!
And then she's gonna roll vaccines out. But now she's thinking she just new news yesterday. She goes, I need to pivot. Everyone's getting vaccinated so quickly. Oh my god! So she's thinking about the next move. But you know, and then my other friend Jasmine. I think you know Jasmine from back in the day. She's a hairstylist. Yeah. And then everyone. It's like I don't plan this, but all my friends happen to be business owners, and they do something that makes people feel elevated, makes people feel like a better person, so it's kind of like being a theme. And with the Elevate with Ava, all I want to do is I want them to watch this thing and be like, oh wow, today I got 3 things that I could apply and make myself feel sexy right now. I don't need to buy a house, I don't need $1 million, I don't need to spend $20 million on a wardrobe or whatever. I got some value that I realized, wow, I could apply it the moment I choose.
Exactly.
And it's intrinsic.
Exactly.
And it's all within. But hey, if I wanna optimize and boost, hey, I'm gonna buy that perfume. I'm gonna buy those rings. I'm gonna buy like, because they want a piece of the essence. It's almost like when you watch a concert and it's like, oh my god, I don't believe back in the day I'd watch Britney Spears. I'm paying $25 for a piece of paper, a poster. But because of the concert, that poster means so much. So much. That glow light, whenever I wave it around, it reminds me when I waved it around through all of her songs. And that's really the merch that we sell. Like it's a piece of the essence, right?
Yes, of course.
They feel good because they saw the messaging behind it.
Yeah.
And so I realize I support things and I buy things because of the energy involved. Like all the things I own, like it's always connected to someone or something. It's like I don't buy it because it's because of the essence or how it makes me feel. And at the end of the day, it's like some people like, you know, it's funny because everyone's like, oh, but you know, you have your own business and don't you feel like you're selling? And I'm like, no, I'm sharing a gift. Like when I talk about it, I'm sharing my experience and I want them to experience it. Because my friends are like, oh, I want to do what you do. You have, you know, you live a life of design, but I can't be in sales. I'm like, I'm not I'm not selling a thing. I'm just showing, I'm out there like telling about, like I made so many friends yesterday, and then you know, like what comes out later, like, oh, what do you do? Oh my god, you transform, and then I'm showing them my flat butt, my new butt, and like this, and I'm like, if that's selling, sign me up. All it is sharing my passion, and if you like it, sure, people are happy to support.
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm trying to do is like this year I think everyone wants touch, like whether it's touch through Zoom, touch through a podcast. Now we get to meet people like in events, you know, and hikes anyone can do. So I just want to bring people together.
What's the point of getting to the top and no one's there celebrating with you? And if you can lend out a helping hand and support them, and I see it, and I see that I respect it because I was there too. And trust me, it's hard to leave security jobs or find a secure job for that matter. And then trying to do a grind in your business where you don't know nobody. Yeah, just be around the, you know, real good energy, good mentors. I think people don't have enough mentors in their life to help coach them. And I think that like before, that's a thing that would sound stupid. Oh, if you just want your money. No. They don't need your money. They want to share with you knowledge, but how do you value this? Are you willing to invest in yourself? Because if you're not, then then you're not serious about change. You know, it's like someone going to the gym, like, or someone trying to go on a specific diet. If they don't buy the necessary food intake or follow the proper guidelines, how are you going to look where you want to look? You don't want to invest.
Right.
So you know, goes where your energy flows, right? Right, have that back.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, it's on. It's on. God, this could have been, at this point, this could be the vlog. I was like,
I know, so much information.
There's so much info. But yeah, basically, it's so funny because I can't, whenever, like, I should have known that it can't, like, it'll never just be like, oh, let's pick a, because this is supposed to be like, let's pick a topic for the vlog. But I cannot stop, like, we just get all into it.
Yeah.
But like pretty much what we talked about today is the vlog. It's just how we want to frame it.
Yes.
So like, okay. So I think, just take a look at how one of the five, it's under Elevate with Ava on my IG, and it's also on my YouTube. And then we could do our version.
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay.
Send me a couple of this. I want to tag you in a couple of this. This seems like a really good combo. That's just so authentic talking to both of you, you know?
I think that's what's great about it. I think we all it's just more like testimony, you know?
Yeah,
and I think that's pretty cool. And then people, you know, just giving a testimony is what get people, because you live this and they get really excited about your living experience and how you overcome everything. So I think just the organicness of this conversation.
And I love it because a lot of people can relate, because we're hitting on subjects that people are really experiencing, and people are pondering and wondering, and like, they don't know where to go. How do I get help? You know, like a lot of people are just lost. So I'm glad we had this conversation, girls.
Yeah, I'm glad I actually, you know, came in there. I wasn't invited at the beginning. You know, like I just happened to be here. She was like, you know what, just come and be on it. I was like,
this is my universal friend.
How cool is that? See, unplanned is the best.
Right. I was like, she'll get along.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I literally like called her like at 8, like 5 minutes to 8. I was like, I'm running. You want to come? I always like call her while I'm on the road, and she's like, okay, I'm coming downstairs. So it just works. Like everything flows the way it's supposed to flow.
Was it you? Like you have the Power Ranger friend, right?
Yeah. He's one of my best buds, Walter.
Walter
Jones. Yeah. The Black Ranger.
The Black Ranger, right? That's his friend, and we would we would lead with that all the time. Walter would always be like, I don't know. We would have so much fun.
Oh my God! Look, summer's coming up. You already know summer's coming up, so it looks like we're gonna have a lot of fun this summer. And I want to kick something off with you. Let's do something for your YouTube channel, your video podcast. You know,
that's what I want to do.
But you got to figure out something that will.
What is it?
Yeah.
You got to find that out, and that's the key thing. And for me, like I said, mine wasn't just a fragrance. It's built upon my life story as pickup artist, as a dating coach. I call it the wingman in your pocket. You don't need.
I love it.
You don't need some weird pickup line. Be authentically you. Smell good. Be funny. Don't be weird. Don't overblast her with text messages. Keep your cool. Have an abundant mindset. Focus on your passion. Make that money. And that's it. Watch that. Like, relax. Take a breath for yourself and woo-saw for a second. And stop trying to put your penis in everything that moves. Like, save your energy, bro. Like, you're gonna need it. You know what I mean? If you want to be like high that, like, I'm telling you, you retaining all that juice. Woo, I'm telling you, the juice is gonna be worth the squeeze for some girls. So I'm just letting you know. Oh, that was good, man.
Just letting you know. Yeah.